Hi, everyone. I'm Jodi Refosco, the VRMA Board of Director Chair, and I'm glad to be with you for another video. These videos we're doing monthly to kind of give you the behind the scenes of things that are happening with the board as well as the VRMA staff. Today, I am joined with two friends and two very hardworking volunteers. Tim Cafferty, president of Sandbridge Blue Realty Services and Outer Banks Blue Realty Services, and Tyann Hammond, the queen of guest experience and the owner and manager of Branson Family Retreats. Tim and Tyann have been working hard with amazing committee of volunteers to plan the VRMA Foundations, our newest event, and I invited them to chat today for a little bit. The VRMA Foundations is intentionally different from the spring forum that everyone has been used to the last couple years. It has been built from the ground up based on VRMA member feedback that we've been receiving over the last year. It's about providing targeted education for operations, front desk, and managers. And it's happening in less than a month, April 14th and 15th in Savannah, Georgia. So let's start with Tyann. What makes VRMA Foundation stand out from other industry events?
Well, the first thing you might notice when you look at the agenda is that you don't have 30 to 45-minute sessions. Instead, you've got 2 to 3 hour sessions. And I'm really excited about this. And one of the things that I had really pushed for myself when we were planning this is because we have been, the members have said so long, we need time to deep dive, not just go into a session and get all these ideas come up and you're up here and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then you go home and you're saying, oh, wait. How do I actually implement all these things I learned? What do I do? So what we're doing with Frontline Foundations is taking that information that all comes up here, all of this, and then we're sitting down and or standing or moving around, depending upon what session you go to. You're going to be implementing things right away so that you're already on track by the time you go back to your team and you can show them what you learned and put it into practice right away because it's springtime and summer's coming.
I love these videos, by the way, Jodi. I think it's great. Thanks for doing
Good.
this. And Tyann's right. We've been working on this for 7 months. We really deconstructed the whole idea of the spring forum and sort of built it back up. She did a great job. She's being humble when we talk about a whole group of people. She really led the charge here, and I think it's going to be really well received. I'm bringing two of my frontline people that wouldn't normally go to a conference. They're just about to pop out of their skin. They're so excited to go.
Oh, I love that. And I feel like it's just a more of an intimate setting, right? Like we scaled it back on purpose. Like this is intentional so that when we're doing the deep dives, we can actually have these conversations. I'm so excited. I'm bringing my frontline person as well. I'm very excited. Joe's staying back, but I get to come. All right, Tim, let's start this one with you. Who should attend? Talked a little bit about it. Who should
Well,
attend the VRMA Foundations?
yeah, typically you go to a VRMA conference and you have the higher ups, for lack of a better word, and
Yes.
and some of us are going to be there. With all humility, I consider myself a higher up here, but I think it's also the operational teams like housekeeping folks and reservationists. I'm bringing a maintenance team supervisor and other frontline staff who wouldn't normally get to compare notes and do those deep dives that Tyann talked about. They'll be able to find people that do the same thing they do from some other place in the country. And I think it's going to be just outstanding for them. And I think the vibe is going to be tremendous. So everybody come. How about that?
I love that. It kind of reminds me back in the day of the VRHP kind of meetings, but that was just operations. And I always wanted something to bring my front desk people to. So I'm so excited because, like, when you go to the bigger conferences, they sometimes have one or two sessions, not a whole track. So I think that's going to be pretty cool to see happen. So I'm really excited about that. Tyann, anybody else? Like, I think Tim covered that pretty well.
It does, but I do want to make one more point in that when
Yeah,
you look at your team and who you think you might want to send, I would also look at the folks that you are bringing up as leaders within your team. And
great point.
this is the time to bring them in and say, hey, I noticed you're really great. You want to learn how to lead a team. You want to learn more. So let's bring you in and take you to this so they can learn those leadership aspects and start putting those into practice as well. To me, it doesn't matter if someone doesn't know their job too well, but if they've got the heart and they're learning the skills, this is the type of thing to send them to so they have that excellent foundation as they start learning about how to do things and leading the team.
I love that, Tyann. It's investing in your people, right? It's
Yes,
investing
absolutely.
in your people, and the more you invest in them, the more they're going to invest in you and your business. So I love that. All right. How will attendees select sessions that meet their specific training needs? I'll kick that back to Tyann.
Oh, okay. So we've got all the sessions are on the VRMA Foundation's website. So take a look at that.
Mhm.
And they are in three different tracks, the office, field, and team. They've got good descriptions. So pick the one that is the best fit. Now, here's the thing. I've been looking at the other tracks, even though I'm in office track. I've been looking at the other tracks and I'm thinking, which ones do I want to go to? Which Buzz like, no, I actually have to teach a session or two, so I can't skip those. So I'm looking at these like, oh my gosh, there are so many good ones, like April Burns on how to have fun with your team,
Mhm.
which is a majorly good follow-up from the one that Amber Hurdle and Lauren Madewell and I are doing, the art of sales and service. And yes, art is a key word in that session. So I'll just kind of leave that little teaser out with you guys because there's all kinds of different art. And I absolutely promise it will be a session unlike any you've ever been in before.
Tim?
She makes it very exciting sounding, doesn't she? And
She
I'm
does.
kind
I'm
of
like,
disappointed. I'm not going to be in the office track. I'm going to do the team track. And so I'm looking forward to that. The thing about this is that when you go to those conferences, the traditional conferences, you might hit this and then you want to go and see that and you want to do this. Well, the idea here is that you're going to stay on your track. And I think you're going to develop a camaraderie and maybe some friendships with people like in
Yeah.
the field track where they're going to get through that essential training for housekeeping and inspections and maintenance. And they're going to focus on that really for a day and a half. So by the time you come out of that, you will know new people, you'll have new techniques and ideas when you come home, and you'll just have to trust the other folks in your staff that went to the other tracks to teach you what they learned.
Yeah, and I really
yeah,
encourage you to stay within a track because they have been built very specifically with a foundation that then builds on top of each other. Yep. So like when I built that office track, I'm okay, like this is your base level. This is what happens next.
love
This
it.
is what you need. And then here, this one takes everything and ties it together. So these sessions are built with intention. They're not random sessions just thrown in there. It's all very intentionally done.
Yeah, and it's like when we go as the higher ups, as Tim said, to all the conferences out there, and we build networks, right? And we have people that we go to talk to and help when we're having a question on something in our business. This is the same thing for your front desk and your operations to build that network outside. They're gonna when you build a track and you're spending time a day and a half with everybody in that track, then you go home and now you have a link to someone that if they're in the same, they're in the same kind of, they're maintenance, like Tim's guy, and they have a question and they met somebody else in maintenance. I've seen that happen with the VRHP thing. And I know many people that have stayed connected over the years. I love that with this. So it's very intentional. So great job. And I'm actually also speaking. But mine doesn't sound as fun as yours. Mine is the good, bad, and the ugly with the pools and hot tubs. Like I feel like
Hey, that could
mine's
be
like,
interesting.
it definitely is. But anyway,
Mhm.
it's all going to be great. All right. So, Tim, what are some of the sessions you particularly are looking forward to? We heard some of Tyann's. Is
Yeah.
there ones that you're looking forward to?
Well, shameless plug here. I enjoy visiting with the supplier members. And
Hmm.
there is still time. If you're not a supplier member that's registered, we have still a couple of spots available. And by the way, if you haven't registered for the conference, I think there's a discount still available until the 29th of March. So don't miss that. But I enjoy talking to the folks who bring us those support items that help us run our businesses better. And so
Yeah,
I'm going to try to see what's out there. And so I'm looking really forward to that. Sorry.
absolutely. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about the location, the convention center, anything you guys might want to add.
I am excited to be very near my son in college. Okay, I know that's nothing to do with Savannah, but it is close to Clemson. So after this event, I get to drive over and see him and have dinner with him before going home. But I'm also coming in early to Savannah because I want to experience what's going on there. I've only been to their airport. That is it. And then always driven from there. So I found the place downtown. So I'm going to be downtown Savannah and check out all the historical things. I'm really excited. And just looking at a map and seeing the river flowing through, or is
Oh,
it
yeah.
canal or bay or something? I don't. There's water that goes through the town. The blonde
Yes.
is through for me right now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that too.
Yeah,
Isn't
that
there something going on beforehand, like a behind the scenes tour? Like
Yes,
I
I
think
heard about that.
there's, yeah, 40-minute behind the scenes tour of the property to explore operations,
Of the
state of the
West.
art kitchens. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you could come early. That's part when you guys register, you have an option to choose that. So that's very cool. It's going to be operations, state of the art kitchens, guest services, and event logistics, which sounds really neat. I always love, like, I don't know about you guys, but anywhere out time I go to a new place, like I want to see the laundry. But isn't that terrible? But I
oh, I
do. I
love
like
it.
film it. It goes back to Stuart Couch when he came and filmed
Yes.
us. It was
Yep,
so
yep.
smart. But yes, I always want to see the laundry and how they run their operations and like what equipment do they have and what chemicals are they using. Anyway, that might
Mhm.
just be my laundry nerdness. I get that from my husband, I think.
And I
Yeah.
think
Um,
really that's in the afternoon. So anybody within driving distance could drive in Sunday morning, check into your hotel, go to the West End and get the behind the scenes tour, and then have a nice dinner out before you launch into all the learning on Monday morning.
I love that. I think that's so exciting we're doing that. Yeah, Tim.
So just to jump in, I have been to the Savannah Convention Center before. VRMA had an event there in the mid teens. I want to say 2016, 2017, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a great facility. The Westin is right there. Don't be
Mhm.
discouraged. The room block's already gone at the Westin. They have a wonderful water taxi service that delivers you right to the door of the convention center. So that's another thing we're looking forward to is taking the water taxi across to the hotel. It's right on the river there. And for those of you that are boat nerds, it's one of the biggest ports on the East Coast. So you see these huge ships coming in all the
Yeah, I remember
time.
that last time.
Yeah.
These
So
big cargo ships go through, like it
yes.
starts going dark in the hotel lobby. I'm like, what's going on? It's
Yeah.
a cargo ship going through. So very neat.
Can't wait to see you
Well,
there.
yeah, I am super excited. Joe's a little bummed not able to make it, but well, I'm very excited, and I'm bringing my concierge. She will be in the office track, so the team track. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, I would have been in the manager track, but I'm helping in operations, so I'm excited. Operations kind of my cornerstone of how I started in this industry. So, well, guys, I want to thank you. Thank you for your time, Tim and Tyann. Thank you for all your hard work and your committee's hard work. I mean, we started this from scratch very late. Usually they have a year to ramp up for, and so it's been 7 months, and you guys have done an amazing job. I'm excited to spend time with you guys and the VRMA community in Savannah next month. And just like Tim said, there's still time to register to join us on April 14th and 15th. But you got to quickly act on that. The registration rate will increase on March 29th. So members will save $150 and non-members $200 by registering before then. And you can visit vrma.org/foundations to register your team.
And I believe all the speakers have a further discount code. So, yep, message your favorite speaker, say, hey, what's the code? Then you get a little more money off. And then maybe take your
Excellent.
speaker out for a drink or dinner.
Wonderful. Well, guys, thank you again. I appreciate talking to you. I'm looking forward to see you in less than a month. And all of you out there, come and register. If you're not sponsored, contact VRMA to put your sponsorship in, and we'll see you soon.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Bye.